In this video, we'll be going over the G form, which is the permit which allows for transportation of livestock to certain approved livestock barns in Wyoming, South Dakota. You'll be taken to the dashboard. To access the G form, select Brand Inspection, Forms, and G form. This will take you to the G form table, which displays all of the G forms which the logged-in inspector has created, with the most recent forms on the top of the table. To create a form, select the Add G form button. The first section of the G form is the General Information section. This section contains the form number, which is automatically generated as a unique identifier for the form, and the submitted date, which by default is the date on which the form was created. Next, select the species. By default, the species is set to cattle, but you can also select sheep, horses, asses, or mules. Finally, you have the option to input a premise number of up to 10 digits. The next section is the Owner Information section. In this section, input the information about the owner of the livestock. Typing in a zip code will allow you to select from a list of pre-populated zip codes in Colorado, Wyoming, or South Dakota, or you can finish typing and select Tab, which will automatically fill in the city, state, and county information. Next, select the destination address from the drop-down menu. The menu is populated with approved livestock barns, including the Buffalo Livestock Exchange, livestock auctions in Riverton, Torrington, and Worland, and South Dakota livestock barns in Belleforge and Saint-Onge. Select the appropriate livestock barn from this list. For livestock barns in the state of Wyoming, there is no fee for the G form. The information for the selected destination will appear. The next section of the G form is the Animal Information section. You must add livestock in order to save the form. To add livestock, click Add. A dialog box will appear asking for details about the livestock group. First, type in the number of head and select the sex of the animals from the drop-down menu. The sex of the animals is limited to those appropriate for the species selected. Next, type a brief description of the animal type. You can type in the owner name, making sure to type it exactly as it appears on the brand card, or if a proof of ownership and seller has been provided, select that. You can fill in the previous brand inspection numbers and upload a proof of ownership using an image file on your device. Finally, add a brand. You can choose to either draw a brand or search for a brand. To draw a brand, select Draw Brand. In the window that appears, select the location from a list of appropriate species locations, or type in your own custom location. Draw your brand. Select Back to continue editing the livestock group, or Submit to save it to the table. Select Cancel to exit without saving changes. You can view the brand image and location larger by clicking in the row. To close the brand image, click on the larger image. To remove an entry, click the delete icon of the row you'd like to delete. To add additional livestock, click the Add button. Again, fill out the livestock information. If you're searching a brand, select Search Brand. You can choose to view brand records that are active, abandoned, or delinquent. If online, you can search for brands using the Brand Medical Search, which allows you to search for brands by the characters that they contain. For example, you may wish to view all brands containing the letters N and T. You will be presented with all the brands that contain those two symbols. Alternately, you can search for information that is contained on the brand card using the search feature. Let's search for brands containing the term Anderson. We select the brand by clicking the checkbox to the right of the row, and then at the bottom of the dialog box, we select the appropriate location. Since these are sheep, we will select RSS. When we're done, we click Submit. When we're done filling out the livestock table, we can add a shipping statement. In here, you can add whatever shipping statement you'd like, including alternate inspection numbers. Indicate if there are stray animals included in the shipment by selecting the There Are Stray Animals checkbox, and select a shipment date by clicking on the calendar icon. The next section of the G form is the Fees section. The total number of head is calculated automatically following the information provided in the Animal Information section. The form use fee changes depending on whether it is an in-state or out-of-state livestock barn. In this case, since we're going to an out-of-state livestock barn, there is a form use fee of 90 cents a head. The form use fee is calculated automatically for us. We can add the predator fees by designating the number of livestock assigned to each county if applicable, and if the fee is a voluntary fee or a sale barn feedlot fee.
The overhead checkbox allows the inspectors to note which counties predator fees should be assigned to when the animals get to a Wyoming sale barn, but will zero out the amount of the fee so it is not charged immediately.
Once we've selected the number of head and the county, we select Add in order to add the predator fees to our table. This information will carry over to the predator fee field, and the total fees will reflect the predator fees and the form use fee. First, indicate the payment method. You can select credit debit, cash, or check, and any of these will cause the payment received checkbox to fill and the date received field to fill with the current date. If the fees were paid with a check, then selecting check number will cause a box to appear in which you can type the check number or numbers separated by commas. If no payment was received at the time of service, that is, a tab is being kept, select None on tab. Next, fill out the Shipped By section. If this information is the same as owner, you can select Same as Owner to carry over the same information as was entered previously. Next, fill out the point of origin information. In this section, you can choose to carry over the same information as the owner or the same as the shipper. In some cases, this may be the same information. If so, selecting either Same as Owner or Same as Shipper will perform the same function. If the shipment is from a designated surveillance area, or DSA, the From DSA checkbox will automatically fill according to the zip code. This box can also be checked or unchecked manually. The final section of the G form is the Signatures section. First, fill in the owner and/or shipper's printed name. Then have the customer sign the form using their finger or a stylus. Next, fill in the witness's printed name. In many cases, inspectors choose to fulfill the role as witness themselves, so the witness's printed name and signature are automatically filled with the information provided by the inspector on their profile. We recommend that you save the form as soon as you finish, before printing, to avoid losing any unsaved changes. To exit without saving any changes, select Cancel. To save and return to the G form table, select Save. Selecting Save will return you to the G form table, where you can see that your form is now at the top of the table. To return to the form to edit and print it, select the Edit icon. You can print the form using the Print button at the top or bottom of the G form. The G form may print on more than one page if there are many brands on the same form. This has been the G form video. I hope you found it informative. Thank you.